advice.
Okay, well, you got to classify this. All right, Kurt. Right. That was the face I made on Friday. This weird voice,
Attempt number 2.
That's not a segment at all. Comes out and says that. I'm like, what's going on here? So we did not get through the whole audio, but there's an audio that you are a part of as well.
Ooh.
That has been sent to us that there were some timey-wimey things that happened with it and it went sideways. So tonight will actually be the first time we hear the whole thing from start to finish.
Really?
Joe's what, about 3 minutes, you said?
Yes.
So we'll count. This will be our commercial break, but here is our commercial break.
Hey, Dad, may I ask you for some advice, please?
Sure, son.
So at work, my boss is trying to act like he's really cool, but he's really just acting like a jerk.
Yeah, that's tough. Well, here's a story that my father told me that might help. A man was walking along the beach in deep thought. At work, things weren't so good. His boss was overbearing and never asking him to work late and on weekends. To make things worse, the boss had decided, for reasons unknown, that they were friends. Coming to his cubicle, trying to chat it up with him over nonsensical topics the man really didn't care about. As he walked, thinking about what to do, he came across a beautiful ornate bottle. He picked it up, opened it, and out popped a genie. The genie rose in the air and looked down upon him and said,
"O great master of the bottle, I will grant you 3 wishes."
A joy he hadn't felt for a long time washed over him, but before he could say anything, the genie, with a mischievous but sad look in his eyes, said,
"I was placed in the bottle under a curse. There are stipulations. You cannot wish to release me, for I can only be released if my master dies not having asked for any wishes. You cannot wish to harm another person, and for every one of your wishes, the one who you despise the most in life, such as Mike Woodard, will receive double."
He sat down on the beach and began to think long and hard, for he knew his boss would be the one to benefit from his wishes.
For my first wish, I want a beautiful beachfront house that I can live in for the rest of my life.
The genie said,
"Dirty.
Your wish is my command."
Suddenly a beachfront house appeared, and the genie handed him the keys and the deed. But then a house twice as large and twice as splendid appeared to the side of the house, for the one whom he most despised. Not greedy, but a practical man, he asked,
I wish for a fortune that will sustain me for the rest of my life, and more some.
Your wish
More some?
is my command.
The man sat down on the deck of his new house to think about his last wish. While thinking, he heard a voice that sent chills down his spine. His boss. His boss walked over and said,
"Wow, can you believe it? I won the grand jackpot for the lottery today, and a second lottery for this house that I didn't even enter."
The man said to his boss,
Come over. I have something to show you.
The man summoned the genie. Turning to his boss, he said,
Upon completion of my third wish, I pass on the genie to you.
Turning to the genie, he smiled and said,
Genie, beat me half to death.
The genie smiled back and said,
Your wish is my command.
I think I'm just going to find another job.
I think that's a good idea. I'm glad we can have this talk.
So, I know I talked about this Friday, but I'm talking about it again now. I have yet to learn my podcast lesson of when something's right in my wheelhouse to not do it. First time I was in Chicago, I get tapped on the shoulder by a fellow podcaster, says, "Hey, if I buy a shot, will you take it? Daddy's favorite flavor of alcohol is free, so yes, I will." Didn't ask any questions. That was when I was introduced to my Lord, and it was the worst experience of my life, alcohol-wise. Now, Devo has broken the trusted sacred circle of Council of Dads and railroaded me into becoming a part of a live action bad dad joke. And he's like, "Hey, I got some lines. You want to record?" I'm like, "Sure." Yeah, no, now you're going to have to go through my agents from now on, everybody, because I will not be railroaded in again.
Until next time.
To being a part of these. This is right. Imaginary nomad. Look, If you hated that as much as I did, go to wiseandnerdy.com/calldad. Give us your speak pipe. There weren't any this week, so we had to play that. All right, there weren't any this week, but go to wiseandnerdy.com/calldad and help me out here. So don't ever jump into that crap again, Charles. I was like, you're right, because these two come out like shining stars.
Hey, his money spends like anybody else's.
There was no money for me either.
What?
Yeah. Look, just
Joe and I got paid. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. How do you think I got Movavi?
Yeah. That
so
20 feels hard in the pocket.
I don't know what you're talking
think-
about. It was great.